Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. I'm your host, Tom Kelly. With me, as always, Joe Marks,
What is up, Philly?
James Scorza,
Hey, yo.
Davey Arnold,
How's everybody doing?
Frank Finnegan.
Good morning on this holiday weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. No Damon Salim this weekend. He's, I guess he was some stuff going on. But I have a quick message from Joe Scorza. Joe, you got something you want to plug here real quick?
Is this a shameless plug?
Always.
Definitely a shameless plug. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Joe.
All right.
How are
How's
you?
everybody's holiday?
Very nice thing.
Yeah, listen, I just want to point out real quick. My band Psychedelic Elders is playing next Saturday at right up the street at the Rusty Nail on Haverford Avenue. We're doing the annual Rock and Roll Union Toy Benefit Show. Starts at 7 o'clock. We're one of the first bands on, so make sure you get there early. But I would like everybody to come out, bring a toy if you can, or make a contribution to the Rock and Roll Union Toy Drive. It's a fun night, annual thing that we do every year, and we're glad that Rusty Nails doing it with us again this year. And it's going to be a bunch of great bands.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, I just want to give everybody a shout out for a Merry Christmas ahead of time, and help a kid out, with a toy, and enjoy some great rock and roll music next week at the Rusty Nail on Haverford Avenue in Ardmore. And
Sounds good.
Thanks for the time, Tommy, and great guys. Have a great show.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks again, man. And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Let's hear it for the Psychedelic Elders,
There you
baby.
go.
Let's
Yep,
go.
thank you very much.
Rock on. Rock on,
Hell
guys.
yeah.
Rock on.
Yeah, man.
So,
Okay, man.
I'm sure we can
That's
get
a
in,
whole story.
I'm sure we can get into one of those. What's everyone thankful for, and all that, and your Mount Rushmore of things you're thankful for. But I would like to start the show with how the frig did the Sixers beat the Brooklyn Nets with people they pulled out of the stands?
Wow.
I'm at the point in my sports life where things don't usually shock me. I kind of know what's kind of coming down the pike.
Yep.
That that surprised the hell out of me the other night.
I
Joe-
was stunned.
Yeah, Joe. What were you thinking when you're listening to this game and you hear that? I mean, the Sixers just didn't go away, and then they just started to pull away on them.
It shocked me a little bit, but not entirely. I don't, and I have felt this way for a while, but I just don't think the Brooklyn Nets are as scary as a team as everyone makes them out to be. And I felt this way a couple years ago when everyone was saying Boston was the scary team, and I mean when Kyrie was there and everything like that. There's a common denominator, Kyrie Irving, but there's another linchpin that doesn't really do much, and they talked about it during the game. Pat Bernard.
Every week, Pat Bernard
God
finds
damn
a
you,
way.
Pat. Jesus, Pat.
He said, "Good morning. I love the legendary Joe Scores. I got a rusty nail for you."
Wow, Pat.
All right, and this is how
Oh, my God.
Pat gets himself booted off the show every single week.
Wasn't I just
He's
talking
the
about
Rodney
cavemen?
Dangerfield of
He's
Pattison
the
Avenue.
Gobbler.
So I
Pat, we
mean,
love you. You're
keep in mind something that the commentators mentioned about the Nets is that Kyrie is not used to working off ball. And now you have a guy in Ben Simmons, so they have a conundrum. They're like, oh, well, you have two guys that like to be the facilitators on the floor at the same time. Not our problem. That has been the biggest issue with the Brooklyn Nets is that you don't have enough scorers. You have a lot of facilitators and a lot of C+ kind of guys.
Wait, are you trying to say Ben doesn't like the score?
No.
Oh.
No.
I missed that memo.
No. And
He
I
actually
love,
has been scoring lately, though.
and
He
I
has been.
love how the commentary doesn't have any bias towards Ben Simmons.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were singing his praises all game.
Yeah, they
long.
were.
I don't get this. I listened to the national guys, and I mean, even Shaq did it.
Yeah, he
I'm
did
like-
a Mia Cope at halftime.
I'm like, what?
the hell
what
is
don't
going
they-
on?
What don't they see? Are they just trying to help a brother out? I mean, because he won't help himself.
I think that's the case.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they are. I think they're just trying to get everything behind him because it's bad for the league. What he did was bad for the NBA,
Oh yeah.
and it sets a really bad precedent. So I really think they're just trying to kind of sweep this under the rug and get it over with.
They can't sweep it under the rug. Every
No.
time he plays the Sixers, it's going to come up like the bad penny.
Oh, just the Sixers in general. I mean, they're not going to say anything.
Yeah, but I mean, if the Sixers are a primetime team, and they are a primetime
Well,
team,
they are.
it's going to come up.
Yeah.
And it's going to come up because when you're talking about settling a division, you have to talk about it.
Mm.
You know, I think they're trying to just make it like it didn't happen.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and you can't make it like it didn't happen because it happened. I mean, and KD's not going to make it like it didn't happen because he's going to see
Well-
the guy's deficiencies and he's going to go off.
Like they
Again,
say, Frank, forgive and forget. You know.
Look,
No,
you
sorry.
may
No.
this
Have you met this fan
this
base?
town may forgive
Yeah.
after 20 or 30 years,
Yeah,
but
they
it
never
will
forget.
never forget.
I mean,
Ever.
If you don't play you to your ability, then you're not forgiven in this
I have
town.
to say one phrase, and tell me if you don't remember this for who for what.
You beat me
For
by
who
a
for what?
second. Yeah.
Here we go. For
Yeah.
who for what?
Practice. You know, nobody forgets that
We're
stuff.
talking about practice,
Right.
not a game.
No.
Well, that's another thing. The media won't let them forget. Like the local media,
Well, national media doesn't let us
It's-
forget snowballs. for
right?
Santa Claus,
And
so
then the local media pulls. There's a lot of low hanging fruit that gets
tons of low hanging fruit. As a matter of fact, there's no fruit on those trees anymore.
because they picked it off time and time again. But with this Simmons thing, there have been some egregious acts of cowardice by people that have been on our team, but this is by far the worst case. So you're like, if you're expecting this fan base to forget the worst case of cowardice turning its back on the
Never.
city,
They never will.
they never, ever, ever will.
And
ever.
simply because of where he was drafted and the promise that was that look, you can't look at Ben Simmons and go, this kid can't play
No.
because he's got all the skill in the world.
He
He just doesn't want to play. And I mean, for guys like us sitting around a table who would kill to have that opportunity,
Right.
and kill to have that being born with that skill set, that's just it's egregious to us.
Can you imagine like removing his heart and putting a heart of someone like a Kobe or a Jordan in him?
Oh my
He
God.
would be the greatest player ever. Not even
Yeah,
close.
That is so
yeah,
true.
but, you know,
But
it's
see, you're asking him to get like a heart of someone that top. I would even take just
A regular heart, at
like
this
a
point.
regular
Yeah.
heart than just like one of the goats of the game.
you know what's funny about this is he got that max deal from the Sixers, right?
Mhm.
His next contract, he's going to have to fight to get an exception contract.
Hol-
He will not get another max deal.
You don't think so?
No, but
No.
I'm
He's
also
going to get a second level exception.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't see any team taking.
No.
who's gonna walk up to him and write a check for max deal. He might even ask for a super max just because it's Ben Simmons' ego.
This is true.
Well, he'll ask. He'll ask.
And
He'll
I'm
get,
not saying
laughed
he
at
will.
every board.
Yeah,
he'll
right,
get
right.
laughed. He'll get laughed right.
There's
His
gonna-
agent will
yeah,
get
but there's
laughed
going
right
to be
out
a
of the
team that
room.
needs a player somewhere along the line.
Yeah, but they're not
you
going
know?
to pay him a max deal.
Yeah, I don't
If-
think
if
they're
they're
going to pay a
desperate,
max
they
deal.
will. I
Then
mean,
they're stupid.
well,
and they
well,
deserve
okay.
what they get.
okay.
Well, I will say this: there are stupid GMs because look at the Russell Westbrook deal.
I mean,
Yeah,
True.
It's true.
Okay, so
true.
I mean, if
let's
you're that
not
desperate-
eliminate
if you're that
stupidity.
desperate for a player, I don't.
Yeah.
Let's not
GM
eliminate
GMs
stupidity.
will make that. We'll do that.
Sure.
And
that
and-
would be comical.
Yes.
well, and that's the other
They could
thing
go somewhere in
is
the West too.
people have been having because LeBron wants out because the Lakers do not want to move Russ. Well, they can't. Honestly, there's just no one that they can move him to.
LeBron James is such a fraud.
Well, he's not a fraud. He's around too long now.
He's
He's done. He knows he's
fraud.
done.
He's a fraud because okay.
Is this the old argument?
This isn't working. I got to go somewhere else.
Right.
This isn't working. I got to go somewhere else. Like, come on, man.
He's not
Well,
going. He's not.
Here's
going
the thing.
anywhere
I mean, they made a whole 2 hour. It wasn't an hour decision about where he was going to go. That's
Yep.
how much of a fraud he was.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
with you on that, Tom.
I mean, listen, this is the only guy that I've known in the history of any sports that literally goes, I want to go to this team. Not that you get selected by a team. No. Because most guys would kill for any team. Most kids
Right.
that are coming in
And-
out of college would kill for being on the Washington.
and not
Wizards.
only that,
His choice.
I want to
Joey,
go
his
to
choice.
I want to go to this team, and I want him and him to go
Right.
with me.
Right. That's
Mhm.
like saying, okay, I want to go to.
Right.
That's it.
And I know we're
Yeah,
going
it's like
off the rails as we tend to do sometimes, but
Well, no, it's we're really not off the rails. It speaks of the temperament and mental makeup of today's NBA player.
okay, yeah, that's true.
Right.
Okay, I mean Ben Simmons in a lot of ways, and I don't mean on the court, is just like LeBron. You know,
In ways he is.
yeah,
In ways he is. I agree
and I'm
with
not talking. And I mean, but there's
Entitlement.
yes, entitlement.
I mean, LeBron
Look.
has much more, ground to stand on when it comes to entitlement
Right.
than
There's
Ben does.
there's 300 guys in the world who have the skill and ability to play on an NBA court. Okay, and of those 300 guys, 15 are untouchable, and for 20 years, LeBron was untouchable.
Right.
This is true.
But he's not King James anymore. He can't dominate and change a game the way he used
Not
to
like he used to.
on a
no.
consistent basis. He can do it one night. He can't do it.
But he's
60.
still the king and he can go anywhere he wants to
Well,
go.
I mean, he's earned that. I mean, he's like
earned,
Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's earned that.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
Tom Brady.
Yes. Yep.
But very entitled and I mean, he's what I see. He's what's wrong with sports today.
It's true.
I mean,
How many more years does he have left? This question. I mean,
How many years does he have left?
yeah, I mean,
Well, he can play as long as he wants to because people are going to pay him that.
sure.
I mean, he could get down to being like a 6-minute a game guy if he wanted to do that. But
Still make the
why
money.
would he? He doesn't need the money.
True. Sorry, TK. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. It's just when it comes to what's left in the tank are you solely just ring chasing at this point? Are you just trying to get two more rings so that you can tie Jordan and
How many does he have altogether?
4?
Four.
Really?
And,
I didn't know that.
He
and
can-
2 with Miami, 1 with Cleveland, 1 with LA. in the
Oh,
bubble
he
year.
could get 6 more rings and he won't be Jordan.
Nope.
In my book.
Same.
Well, and here's my feeling: if you're going to make that conversation, you're going to have to. I think Curry is even above LeBron because Curry's doing
right
it.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
and,
right
and
there.
he's not the guy. Look, he was drafted by Golden State. He's stuck with Golden State. He's not, taking his ball and going elsewhere.
he had
the
his chance.
comparison.
He had his chance to. He didn't. He decided to stay.
Yeah.
And he decided to take less money to keep his friends there. He decided, like, look,
Wait. Team concept for a guy.
wait,
He wasn't the darling coming out of high school. He was
Nope.
Not at all.
He played
Not at all.
Wisconsin.
Nope.
It
No,
wasn't
not
some
at all.
glamorous college program like Duke.
I mean,
Right.
Davison is still not up there as far as like colleges.
Curry's a lot like Josh
Right.
Allen. Curry's a lot like Josh Allen.
yeah,
Because Josh Allen, no D1 school
right.
would give Josh Allen a scholarship
Right.
until he played 1 year at JUCO in Wyoming, and he sent out 1,000 emails. to
Wow.
his and Wyoming's the only one that picked up the phone.
Wow.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
And then you go and have someone like Carson Wentz who
I was going to say Carson Wentz
Yeah.
too.
that goes to a Division II school and gets all this, exposure and goes into the NFL and drops an egg.
Question. Did
Yeah.
Did he get benched?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's
he's
been.
Now,
he's been
now,
benched.
now, I don't think Carson. That's a little different.
It is a little
Carson
different. It
didn't
is a
drop
little
an egg.
No, he didn't.
He got injured, and then his psyche got crushed and never was able to recover.
That's what I took out of it too. Is like when Wentz, like after like the injury, it looked like he was like jealous like that he couldn't be at the top with Foles.
Right.
And I think that's what killed him mentally. You know?
Well, I feel the same way about Ben.
Yeah.
Is that like Ben kind of went during the process when we were struggling just to get into the playoffs.
Mhm.
I feel like Ben was like, well, no one's got any high expectations for me, so I could just fly under the radar. And as long as Brett Brown was there, he was protected. He
I
had a
can do
safety
whatever I
net.
want.
He can do whatever he wants.
And so once the expectations started to elevate, and we talk about this as far as like even the Phillies going into next season, is the expectations now are there. And the expectations going into this postseason was, well, we made the playoffs. We broke the 11-year drought. But making it to the World Series, now that bar for Dabrowski is high. For Ben, that bar is high. Now look at like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' bar going forward is going to be high because he's setting that bar high.
The difference between Hurts and a guy like Hurts and a guy like Harper and a guy, and the two other clowns we talked about, Simmons and Wentz, is that you can see from Jalen Hurts that there's desire there. You
Yeah.
can see from Harper
It's a huge desire.
that
Yeah.
that there's desire there. They have the Kobe Hart.
Yeah.
They have that desire to. It's not about the money to them. You know,
It's about the game.
they know the money's going to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
You know, the money's going to be there no matter what. So, and the fame is going to be there no matter what. No. When they step between the lines, it's like, I need to do this because I'm better than everybody else.
Right.
You know, and I mean, I can't tell you how far I've come back on Hertz. You know, I didn't think the kid would be able to develop an arm, even though he had every other tool in the box. But he's been phenomenal.
Going back to the Sixers, are you guys surprised that they're actually playing better? Actually playing better without the three that are injured.
They have to play as a team.
I mean, which is
They're-
good. I'm seeing
You know.
progress with these guys that don't get many chances to get their shots, and they're actually doing well.
See,
I mean, And there's one guy I've actually been keying on, and that would be Shake Milton. I think Shake Milton's doing a good job.
That actually surprised me last night. Well, he played.
He's playing well. Actually, his last 5 games, he's had 24 last night.
Mhm.
He had 22 against Charlotte, 16 against Brooklyn, 27 against Minnesota, and 15 against Milwaukee. Not bad, guys.
No, he's putting.
There for
That's-
Shake,
Yeah,
I mean,
Shake,
that's
for
more
Shake.
consistency than I've seen out of him his entire career
do you,
here.
Do you happen to
Okay.
have? Do you happen to have his assist total?
I didn't get that.
What's that? The Shake
I was
report?
just,
Shake
Shake report. Yeah,
Let-
but I've been keying on Shake, and he's actually been playing well.
Well, I mean, the way you know that Shake has come around is
We
check
had
his
to change it up
assists.
a little bit, you know.
Check his assist total.
The M&Ms are doing good. The M&Ms are
Yeah.
doing good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
The
true.
Milton
That's a
and-
good
Milton
one.
and Melton.
Melton.
M&M's.
Eminem.
They
M&Ms.
melting in your mouth, not in your hand.
Yes.
Wow, that was really bad. That was,
hard.
that was terrible.
Sorry for
That
that.
was a good game last night against
No
Orlando.
more,
I
no
thought they
more
played
pumpkin
well.
pie for you this
I
weekend.
thought they played well against Orlando last night. It was a good win. Good win against Orlando last
No, it was. And Orlando, mark my words, Orlando in the next year or two
night. Is
gonna
that
be
the new
a
Bull's son that I saw last night?
Omo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, he looks just like him.
Yep.
Like his dad.
Yeah.
Runs
want-
like his dad too.
And
You want to see
And-
somebody who looks like his dad? Check the Ohio State wide receiver,
and
Marvin Harrison Jr.
yes.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
God,
oh my
I never seen.
And
Jesus.
to
And he wore
add,
number 10 too. That was you had his
Yeah.
dad's number.
Yeah.
Dave, to add even more
Roman Catholic's
to-
Marvin Harrison.
Okay, gotcha. What was that, Joey? I'm
I had
sorry.
to laugh about that.
4-time
You had
Catholic League
you had to-
title
yeah,
champion.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
All right. You done?
Uh
Okay.
huh.
Joe, he's never done. You know that.
I do control the volumes on the mics.
Yeah,
Frank.
you could turn his down
I
when he's
know.
talking about that nonsense. But
I'd love that kid to be playing in Philadelphia. I really love to see him.
Orlando actually has 2 second generational players.
They do.
They have Manute Bol's son, and they also have Greg Anthony's son.
Yes.
Cole
Oh.
Anthony.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know Manute Bol's kid was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bol.
Omo.
You have Momo,
He looks
Mo
like his dad.
Wagner,
Like,
and
look at his
Bobo.
legs.
And
My God,
Mo
he runs like his
Bamba.
dad. He runs like his dad.
Well, his dad couldn't run. He looked
Well,
like.
yeah, but he made a block shot last night. Oh my God!
He looks like he used to look like a stork.
I
when
think
he
it was Harris in the corner, and all of a sudden Harris goes for the shot, and all you see is Bull's hand come up
Yeah.
out of
So
nowhere.
I have to ask.
ran. No.
So Manute Bol was 7'7". Did
Yeah.
he even have to jump?
He couldn't jump.
No, he couldn't.
He could.
He's like that.
He'd have
that guy-
shattered his legs if he
That
had
guy
a jump.
couldn't jump over a credit card, but he didn't have to.
But he ran like a
You know?
gazelle. He was
Yeah, all you had to do was.
Oh, he
go
ran like
this.
a gazelle that just got hit by a car.
Oh my God.
Everybody loved Manute.
Oh, Newt was
How could you
great.
not love Manute?
Newt was
But look,
great.
look at the difference. You got a 7-2 Embiid, and look at how he moves up and down the floor. And then 7-2 Bol. That look. I mean, it looks like it's a struggle for him. It's just, and that's why Embiid is once in a like 5 generational player.
You know, the other thing too is like if Embiid like stayed healthy, he could be like the next coming up. Like, I mean, like Bobo can be like Embiid type. Like, is the one thing I can look at it too is that if he gets a little bit like of like weight on him, like he can be like Embiid.
He's not going to be in that.
No,
I'm not saying that. I'm
Like
just-
he
me
could.
personally, I think Embiid is in a category by himself.
He is.
yeah,
You know,
is.
and if you had to put him in like in a Shaq and maybe a Wilt type. I mean, I
Yeah,
never
you
saw
could-
Wilt. I've seen video
I
and all
I
that.
saw
stuff.
Will.
I look
But-
at
I saw
Embiid as a type as like like he has the skill level of Iverson and the tallness of Chamberlain.
Wilt would have killed Shaq.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
Really?
Wilt would have killed Shaq.
Wilt would have
I
killed
do-
Shaq.
Just
I
athleticism
agree with
wise?
that.
Athleticism wise and strength. Wilt was a beast, and not only was a beast, he moved like Embiid moves, and Shaq never moved like that. Shaq was a stationary object.
Orlando Shaq can move.
Yeah, but Wilt would have still killed him. You know, and
Didn't one game Wilt had 55 rebounds. Did I read that?
he
Didn't
decided
he average something like crazy
he
like that?
decided
55
one year he
rebounds.
was going to lead the league in assists,
Insane.
and he did.
How do you get 55 rebounds in one game?
Because he chose
He's
to.
playing against guys that are
Yeah.
our height.
Well, I get it, but
Just
doesn't-
reach
I mean,
out.
Well, no, there were big guys in the league back then, but I mean, not in his early career. In his early career, no, but as he got towards the late
55?
'60s,
What, like him on the Lakers? You mean like that?
No,
like those
no,
days.
yeah, well, when he was on the Lakers, when he was on the Sixers in the '67.
That's like Tom
era.
Kelly playing mini basketball with like 5-year-olds.
I will dominate any 5-year-old in
That's
this
right.
country.
Clearly.
You're like Charles Barkley on those commercials.
Yes,
Pick me.
told you.
I wasn't the last to get picked.
Just give me the ball.
Oh my God.
Search
No, there's no doubt in my mind if Wilt played today, that he would have dominated Shaq.
Wow. What about a guy like Embiid?
That would have been good. That would have been good because Embiid has the athleticism to match Wilt. I don't think he has the strength.
But did Will have defense on the
Oh my
perimeter?
God, he had everything. Wilt had everything.
Wow.
They changed the rule book. They changed the basketball court for Wilt.
only one guy that gave Will problems.
Bill
Bill
Russell.
Russell.
Yeah, Bill Russell gave everybody problems.
This is true. Good point.
You know, but Bill was a hell of a player. You know,
So 5 of 7. The last time we were on, we were talking about that the Sixers need to turn it around. 5 of 7. Is this the turning point despite the absence of Harden, Maxey, and Embiid?
Said they won 5 of 7.
Yeah, they won 5 of the last
It
7.
could be
Not
the
bad.
next. Well, after tomorrow, you play the Magic, and then your next 3 games are the Hawks, the Cavs, and the Grizzlies, all with better records than you. I mean, the Grizzlies right now are what, 3rd in the Western Conference?
Yeah.
This is
So-
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Morant
So,
gives me a
so
headache.
after those next, after we'll say the next 4 games, I'll be interested to see what their record is.
Right.
They're going to have to hold off some formidable foes here in order to kind of maintain keep in lockstep with that 5 of 7.
Yeah.
If they can hold the fort down until the big 3 get back, or 2 of the big 3 get back, or what have you, I will be really impressed.
Well, they're ramping up Harden. He's been on the treadmill, and
Yeah.
they're ramping him back up. But I don't know about Maxey or Embiid's return.
Right.
Well, Maxey's got a hairline fracture.
Yeah,
He's gonna be out for a while.
I mean they're going to be very cautious about him.
I
They're-
would.
They have to be.
Yeah.
If Shake keeps playing this way
That's what I'm
too,
saying.
I mean, you do have some depth.
Even Harris is stepping up a little bit here and there.
Here's a question I want to pose to you guys: do you think Tobias Harris would be better served with the second unit?
Yes,
Actually, I do.
I do.
Look
Yeah.
at what he does when he's on the floor with, we'll say, the big 3, and when he's not on the floor with the big 3. It's
Yeah.
like night and day.
Yeah.
Well,
his-
and
his
think
game
about it.
changes.
If you give him the second unit, you give him carte blanche to do whatever he wants. Like, you don't have to worry about setting up, playing outside your game, anything. It is your game. The second unit is your team to lead. And with some of this, when the big 3 comes back, he's going to have skillful players.
Now, is there a problem with the money that they're paying him to not not technically be a
Money-
starter?
as far as I'm concerned, money's relative. It's
Yeah,
not,
you
it's-
already paid
But
him.
literally last week we were talking about people being in certain positions
Yeah.
and not in other positions due to money that they
Oh
were
yeah,
making.
no, I know, but I mean, I think that ship sailed with him. Everybody knows
I
what
think
he
as long,
makes.
as long as it's helping the team out, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I mean, I would love to see him on that second unit.
You're already paying him. I mean,
Right.
the contracts are guaranteed. You're already paying them.
As far as I'm concerned, all you're doing is leaving him there and letting him shine like that. You're increasing his trade
I know there's
value.
one guy that's getting.
Yeah, that's
And even if you said anything, be like, dude, look at your numbers. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not even
But
close.
there is one guy getting some major playing time, and I know he's happy about it. That's Mr. Korkmaz himself. So
Yeah, he looked pretty good last
getting
night.
some playing time.
Well, I will tell you another person who I like
Corky getting some playing time. So.
is getting more playing time, and that's Big Ball Paul.
Yes,
And
he is.
I like this
Yes.
kid. I understand.
He looked
people-
like he was having fun out there against Brooklyn.
Yeah, I understand.
And Orlando
people-
last night, he had a good time. He was
Yeah.
doing
Right.
his thing.
I understand people are critical of him, but this is a kid that
You just gotta watch
you
his
know.
foul trouble.
I don't
That's the
think
problem.
many people thought he would get out of the G League.
Just watch the foul,
But-
Joey. I mean, he's a 6-man. I get it, but he does give himself foul trouble a lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
but look at the other backups
But he's
who
got,
had Dwight Howard.
he's got 6 to give. That's fine. I get it.
But like, look, Dwight Howard had 4 fouls in 10 minutes of play.
Right. I get it.
Like,
That's a good point.
And then he's
Just
not
watch the
going to be
fouls,
in the
that's all.
starting role once Embiid comes
Right.
back. He's clocking a lot more
he's
minutes.
not going to be the starter as long as Embiid's.
Oh, we know
suited
that,
up.
but I'm saying just right now when big man's out, just
Right.
watch your fouls.
What's
Just play your game.
what's the
you know?
timetable on Embiid? Does anybody have that?
I have not heard.
I have
not-
no idea.
I have not heard.
Did they say what the actual injury is?
If the team keeps playing like this, I think they're going to be extremely cautious with the 3 of these guys.
Yeah.
I don't
Sure.
have any
Good
time
point.
frame on Embiid.
Well, I mean,
Well, I said a couple weeks ago that the real basketball season doesn't start till after Christmas.
yeah.
So they can as long as
Rest.
they maintain a 500
That's
record
So as
until
long as-
Christmas,
As long as they're above
and
water.
and they get everybody back at Christmas, they'll be fine.
They're above water.
And they
Yeah.
could be a lot healthier and more spry than most other teams after that
Yeah.
because of that time off. I mean,
Well, that January-February grind kills everybody. And
yeah,
just wears the legs
Just
down.
remember,
But would
during
you-
December we usually go on the West Coast. So that's kind of that's tough for them too sometimes. I mean, during Christmas way we were
Yeah.
usually on
Yeah.
the West Coast.
Other than
Lakers, Utah.
they
Phoenix.
go out there
Yeah.
without their big 3. They're gonna get
They're gonna
bludgeoned.
get bludgeoned.
They're gonna get
Not gonna be
bludgeoned.
pretty. That's for sure.
especially like with Golden State or Portland. or
Right,
anything
exactly.
Like that.
You know what though? You see a Sixers team come in without their big 3, and those guys might go, we can take the night off. We can beat them by taking
True.
the night
That's
off, and
the way-
they'll
True.
sneak some
Good point.
games in.
That's the way I felt Brooklyn did it. They
Yeah.
kind of came in and kind of looked.
We've seen the
past-
Sixers do that.
Yes.
We've seen the Sixers do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
we have.
frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
And like the Nets came in, and I think they overlooked because they were like, we got this. It's like
Yeah.
we're playing the backups. Ben's
They're
here.
giving us Shake Milton. We got this.
Yeah, right. It's nothing.
We got Ben getting all hyped up and
Yeah.
interviewed for like an hour by national media before.
I'll
the game.
give Ben this. He's wrapped his head around it because in his interviews he goes, "Yeah, you don't think they're ever going to like me here in Philadelphia?" At least he had a sense of humor.
We're talking about Philly here, right?
At least he knows. At least he knows what he did.
I just don't like that he
He
patronized.
said his brother lives in Philly, though. He was talking.
I just don't like
Really?
when somebody
Yeah, he said his brother lives in Philadelphia.
talks shit about somebody. About like Philly. That's the one thing that ever really bothered me.
Yeah.
Is that he was like being sarcastic a little bit.
Yeah.
Let him talk
Doing
shit.
interviews like
him
I
talk.
found me in Philly. My brother lives there.
It's like the national media talking about the Eagles. None of them believe the Eagles are any good.
No. Nope.
I haven't heard one national pundit say that the Eagles are a legit. team.
Actually,
I know
I heard a few.
the guy from the NFL
I heard a
Network.
few.
They're all
Well,
they're
he's
all
from
waiting.
the-
They're all waiting for him to crash and burn. And speaking of crashes, motor vehicle accidents, workman compensation, personal injury, and criminal law. David Archeri,
That's a
Esquire.
segue there.
Give Dave a call at 610-565-0300 and tell him that the boys over at Pattison Ave Phanatics and Edge of Philly Sports sent.
Of course, drive safe this holiday season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, be safe out there.
Don't drink and drive. Plenty
Please be
Uber
safe.
out there, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Sorry, boys. Had to throw that one in there.
that's good.
David
That's cool.
David does
David
his job.
Cherry, he's the man.
Does his job.
I fancy myself a good a segwayer.
Segway.
Is that a
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
is that a
A
word?
segwitarian.
Like, I'm a segwaysman.
Segways, man.
So can this team, when the quote unquote big 3 come back, find the balance that they're going to need to go forward? Because
Not as long as Doc's there.
you feel like they're hitting some sort of groove now, and I mean with two of the top, possibly 3 of the top 20 players in the league on your bench. There, I really feel like the biggest struggle that they're going to have, or I shouldn't say struggle, the biggest challenge going forward when everyone comes back is finding balance. And do you think that they'll be able to?
I don't.
You don't?
Just because
Wow.
He doesn't trust Doc.
I don't trust Doc,
I don't trust Doc
but
at all.
but I also you don't know how long it's going to take. We're back to that way that we were when we first got Harden. We counted the amount of games that he was going to have to get in line and have that chemistry. As long as this team is not fully there, there's always going to be that. Well, we haven't worked together, we haven't done this, we haven't done, and it's like someone's always going to be in the wrong position, and this is where your idea about putting Toby in the second unit makes better sense as well because what happens to Toby now has to play one certain kind of game. And Damon would bring this up if he were here. Toby has to play one certain kind of game now that Embiid, Harden, and Maxey are out. But once they come back, then he's got to go back to a different kind of game. Now all of a sudden we're throwing a lot of. It's one thing with the Phillies when you bring Harper back in and it's gradual, but it's a whole other thing when you take 3/5 of your team and take them out of the starting lineup and then expect
roles change.
right. And then expect to plug them back in and all's going to be right with the world. No,
Not with Doc.
not with Doc, and it's going to take time.
Does Doc mess up the chemistry? Is what you're saying?
I think Doc doesn't have the brain to fix the chemistry.
No, I disagree with that. I think Doc has the brain. I just think that Doc has these ideas about how things should be, and the players should fit his mold.
So Doc's the one mindset.
Instead of Doc taking the talent that he has and allowing those guys to play the way they should play. Doc tries to make square pegs fit in the round holes, and his substitutions. When you look at his substitutions when the full team is back, you just go, "What are you thinking?"
Is Doc like a one mindset guy?
Yeah, he doesn't change, and
Yeah,
it's got to be killing him that he's playing all these young kids,
right?
Because he hates playing young
This is
guys.
true.
And the fact that they're being successful.
well.
Yeah,
They're
well,
playing
they're
well.
playing. What?
I like.
I don't think he's coaching that much. I think these kids are out there playing,
Right.
just playing.
Well, and that being said, that's what you should be
Yeah,
trying
just let
to,
them go. Let the dogs eat.
Yeah. Because especially when the big three come back, what do you think they're going to do? I mean,
the Meltons, the Houses, they're all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you know
Everybody's
what this
just,
does for those. You know what it does for these guys when we get near the end of the season and we need quality bench time. They're going to be ready for that.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't
best
see why
thing.
they wouldn't.
That's the
I mean,
best. No, it's the best. It's the best thing that's happened to those guys is they have to go out on the court and play a lot now, covering for.
I just love the fact
the
these
big
kids are
three,
getting a chance to play.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's not a bad thing, you know.
No, it's going to help us
See-
at the end of the
and see what
season.
they can do, you know.
As long as Doc can stay out of the way.
Sure, I agree.
and I just don't believe he will.
No, I don't believe he will either.
Because here's the thing, Doc
He's
is
a-
too much of a I want to be
Just
in
wonder
the
how many-
center.
I just wonder how many toes he has left that he can shoot off.
There's not many left.
No.
Not after how many
This is
teams
true.
he's been with.
Yeah.
I
This is
mean,
true.
this is my frustration is you can only bang your head into the same wall so many times before you're like something's got to
Is he
change.
sending Rex Ryan pictures of those toes? you think? Sorry.
Rex Ryan.
How did Rex Ryan
Oh
get in
my
the
God.
conversation?
What did Rex
He was
Ryan
the one-
toes?
he
I
was the one
mentioned
getting
toes.
Toes picked.
And he went right. He went right into the gutter with him.
Sorry.
That's okay. Don't be sorry.
You've been hanging
all
out with
good.
Pat Bernard too long.
Yeah.
Must be.
Stay away from that gobbler guy.
Oh my God.
You know,
No
and-
Norm
and-
today.
and-
Norm did not check in today.
No,
Yeah, where's
know,
Norm
I-
today?
I think
Where's
he's
Norm
off of
at?
work. I think he's off of work today.
Norm off
I was
the
out.
job?
Yeah, I was talking with him last night.
No.
Oh,
Norm
okay.
took the weekend
Normally,
off.
Norm is sitting doing paperwork as we're coming on the air.
Yeah,
Right.
must be off.
Or he's just sitting back and observing, and now he's too good for us because we brought him on once, and now he's doing a national show
That's
somewhere
right.
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the,
His
talking about the
He's
Commanders.
watching
Cashed
team
in.
or hot.
He cashed in. Right.
They're playing
He's
well
on
all of a
Washington.
sudden.
He's on Washington
Right.
podcast now.
And his podcast is called Deal with the Commanders.
It wouldn't be the first time.
They're
something
playing
like
well,
that's
Joey.
happened.
Don't-
I
don't
won't-
knock
I
them.
won't get it.
They're playing well.
Which injury worries you the most out of the three of them?
Max.
Maxey.
Maxey.
Maxey, without a doubt.
Yep.
Because he's the future, and with it being a foot or an ankle injury, will that slow him down? Because that is his biggest weapon.
Every time a Sixer hurts a foot, I think of Tony.
His speed is his biggest. Yes.
Every time a Sixer.
Every time a Sixer
How
hurts.
can you not think that?
Well,
How can you not think that?
I think of Allen.
At least we don't have Harold Katz anymore.
AI, when Allen twisted or broke his ankle, broke his ankle the one season, he just, I mean, that was like the beginning of the end. It was like, okay, he doesn't have the speed anymore. And that was like season or two before they got traded to Denver.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what I know it's not a break, but I don't like ankle injuries.
I don't care if that kid sits the rest of the season. Get his foot right.
Yeah.
I don't care. If they're gonna keep this kid forever, and at this point they should.
Yeah.
You have to get that kid right, because that kid could be a star in this town for 10 years.
He goes full force every game. So
Yeah.
It's like he's 100% every game.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to see them rushing back, because
I
I have visions of Tony all over again if that happens.
Don't bring it to me, please.
I
Because you know
know.
I love Andrew. You know I'm an Andrew guy.
Man, Andrew was
God, he was so good.
much fun to watch.
Boston Strangler.
My brother. Here's a real quick story. Boston was playing the Sixers the day Andrew came back from one of his foot injuries, and it was his first game back. And my brother lives in California, and I got the Sixers Celtics tickets. Well, my brother's a huge Sixers fan. I mean, like blindingly big Sixers fan. And he didn't know I got the tickets.
Right.
And Andrew went off that night.
Did he?
I mean, it was his first night back, and he scored like 34 points.
Go Andrew.
And it was like, he's like, Andrew's back, yes. and then like 5 days later, he hurt his foot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nah, Tony was good, man.
My hope is my biggest concern is Maxey. My hope is that with Joel, this time off, like when he comes back, we're not going to have the MVP conversation, because it's going to go back to that 2 years ago where he missed too much time and all that.
Yep.
So now that conversation's off the table.
That's out the window, John.
Right, that's off the table. So now all I would want him to focus on is.
Well, it depends on how many games he misses.
But,
I was gonna say
every time it's the most valuable participant.
Yeah.
It's not the most valuable player
Yeah.
anymore. I don't want it, because I mean, the Joker, he only plays one half of the damn floor. So he's absent for the other. That's it. I mean, so he could be in the game. He could say, I'm here, present,
Right.
but he's not really all the way there.
No.
And so with Embiid, I would rather him have that off the table and just focus on winning games, because, like Tom said, like once they get back, they're gonna have to make a run.
I don't think I don't think making a run is going to be a problem for them. I really don't.
East is tough.
Because the worst part of their schedule is almost behind them.
Yeah, but the East is tough.
The East is tough.
East is really tough.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, it didn't used to be, but it is now.
Yeah.
But it is now.
And a lot of people migrated from the West to here.
Yeah.
And that's what's making.
Well, it's putting balance back in the league, which it should be.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a very good thing.
Not that.
I mean, I think the West right now is top heavy.
The Sixers have a chance to move up one spot by beating the Hawks in a couple of games, and then they got the Cavs after that. So the Cavs are in third place
Didn't
right
they just
now.
go with the Hawks? They just go with the Hawks. That's long.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing with the Cavs, they're not going away, because Donovan Mitchell is a man
He's on a mission. That kid.
yeah. I mean, that
This
kid,
kid's on a mission.
and the
He's playing
fact that, and I'm not saying Morey completely missed, but if there were a way that he could have landed Mitchell, this would have been a whole different kind of conversation. Because missing Maxey, Harden, or Embiid, Mitchell would have carried that team on his back.
Well, they're not doing too bad without them.
No, I get it. I get it.
And like I said, the season doesn't start until Christmas. Just doesn't.
Well, I mean,
It's a very long preseason for as far as I'm concerned.
is this going to be a log jam in the East, though?
Probably.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a slugfest. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome.
Because like 1 through 10, you can be in 10th place one day and then in 7th place 3 days later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's and what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Nobody cared about 3 through 9 in this division. Well, guess what? You have to pay attention to 1 through 8 now because it's gonna. Nobody's strong enough to take it over and just walk away with it. Not even Milwaukee. They have flaws too.
Well,
You know,
Going over the division here, guys. We got the Celtics at 15-4,
Right.
Sixers 10-9, Toronto's 9-9. The Knicks are 9-10, and Brooklyn is 9-11.
See, now that's what I mean. Is like I don't know if I believe in the Knicks or the Nets more. I kind of believe them just as least. Like the Raptors are the team that I would say I worry about. 'Cause
Scumbag New York team.
because somehow the Raptors always make hay in like January or February. And then they get into the playoff hunt, and it's like, okay, now we have to deal with the
I
Raptors.
just want to see. I just want to see the Knicks. I want to see the Knicks get that close again, then trip over a bottle cap and watch Stephen A. implode.
Joey, Toronto's sitting at 9-9 right now.
Yeah, and but if they just like most other teams, especially like the Sixers, they go on a run. They still have a lot of young pieces that are they're
Celtics at 15-4.
They'll come back. They'll come back.
Wow.
They
I
can't.
can't diss the Celtics anymore because of what I said last year.
Yeah. No, I'm not dissing the Celtics, but just the fact that this division has become more balanced, they're going to come back. They'll come back to the pack. They're going to run into games they can't win. It just happens. It's the nature of the NBA beast.
I mean, just think right now, the Sixers' 3 best players are all injured. That could very well happen to any team that's ahead of them or behind them at this point. I mean, it's all a luck of the draw.
And technically, you
when it
already
comes
have
to
one
that.
of that with Ben Simmons because he's not going to shoot, so he is like half injured in some ways.
Guys, not to go off topic, but what is up with the Detroit Pistons at 5-16? My God, what is wrong with this organization?
What are they taking again?
I don't know enough about Detroit to comment.
Rebuild.
Is it a rebuild?
All their pants are piston.
Okay. I'm just saying because every time you turn around, the Pistons.
You're on a roll today. You are on fire today.
5-16.
I think he read his dad joke book before he
You can't
left.
be any better than that. That blows me away. Like I don't understand how they can be that bad.
Well, I mean, it happens. They could be on the receiving end of just some bad luck.
Look at Orlando.
I was watching a game, and it was I don't know if it was one of their where they have the different uniforms or whatever, and they had piston on the side of their pants, and one of the announcers said, "And here comes Detroit Pistons with their piston pants," and I was done after that, man. Oh, fantastic! So, over the next 4 games, Magic, Cavs, Hawks, and Grizzlies, and not that order, but what would you like to see them come out of this?
3 out of 4.
What would be successful in your mind?
3 out of 4.
2-2, but one of those victories would be against the Cavs.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'd be okay with 2-2 if they beat the
okay.
Cavs.
Yeah, that's my question. What would you be okay with?
Yeah, I'd be okay with 2-2, but the Cavs have to be one of the
I would
victories.
love 3 and 4, but 2 and 2.
I see. I would do 2-2, but now I want to call my 2 wins. I want the
Cavs and Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Cavs and the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then you lose to Orlando. You lose to Orlando.
Yeah. Look, Orlando's a hungry team,
We just
but
beat them last night. We beat them again.
no, I agree.
Oh,
like
right.
that
So
could be
it
your
is
3 or 4. But
If they take all 4,
Wow.
and now they'd be sitting at what? They'd be sitting at 9 out of 11, 9 out of your last 11.
Yeah.
Now that's something to talk about.
Pull your ponies back.
I know. Put my piston pants.
That's right.
But all right. Well, look, there's a football team in this town too.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Well, not as far as the national media is concerned.
That's okay. I'm sure Dave enjoys talking about the football team in this town.
Hey, why not?
Hey,
the football team
They're
in
playing well.
in the town that you weren't born or raised in is doing
I
pretty good.
gotta give him. I gotta give him his props.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
All I know, the NFC East is really doing well with them.
Yep.
Best division of football.
Dallas Cowboys are the Super Bowl. Oh wait, we haven't played the Super Bowl yet, have we? Oh, okay.
We're still in November.
Because everybody else,
They're the champs in November.
everybody has them. Yeah, everybody has them as the Super Bowl champs.
they are the
Yeah, I think they're ranked ahead of us now, right? In the power rankings.
Yeah, they're power ranked ahead of us.
they are the New York Mets.
Piston
of the
pants is
NFL.
hilarious.
They are the New York Mets of the NFL.
You know,
They
New York Mets in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's that?
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys
no,
get all
yeah.
the hype, and then
Do they
Ah,
deserve to
flounder.
be there? Is the question.
Look,
See, there you go again.
No,
I'll tell you.
look. The Dallas Cowboys have an enormous amount of talent on that team.
They do.
An enormous amount of talent. I mean, but they are the shoot yourself in the foot team of the NFL. They make the dumbest
mistakes. You got that
mistakes.
right.
They make the dumbest mistakes. This is why I don't worry about them, because they're not disciplined enough. They rely. I mean, they have a great talent base, but they rely all on their talent base. And when they make stupid mistakes,
You play 3 games in 13 days. That's kind of hard.
yeah. Well, I mean,
seriously, you played Sunday and you play again Thursday, so it's kind of like,
but
it's not easy. I mean, any team. I don't care who you are.
yeah,
I'm
no, I mean,
serious,
it's
you know.
everybody has to go through it.
Sure, it's part of the.
Yeah. But no, that I don't worry about. I don't worry about the Cowboys.
My question is, why do the Eagles have so many night games, guys? What's the deal?
It's called they're a good team, and
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
and the national media,
Stop.
the national media wants
No,
to
every
make
time
money
I
off
turn
of it.
around, they have a night game. I'm like,
So we have Sadar Koy is checking in. Looking at the schedule, the Cowboys will run the table and capture the NFC East. The Super Bowl will go through Dallas.
wow,
There you go, Dave.
wow. So, but that's huge.
Yeah, that's
Wow. I'm not going that far.
I
but
need to get on some of those.
No, they won't.
Some of the
I'm not saying that, but
survey says.
No, they won't run the table.
I think they'll lose maybe 1 or 2 of those games. I don't think they'll run the
Sean
table.
Kilram, what's up, man?
What's up, Sean?
He says good team Dallas can be, but it's coaching. Say hello, Sean Payton.
No, not yet.
That would scare.
That
the
would scare
bejesus.
the hell out
I
of
don't
me.
want Sean.
That
I don't
would
want that.
scare the
Don't even
bejesus out
Sean
of me.
Payton has had the
Don't go there,
Eagles
Sean.
numbers for
Don't
a
even
long
go there, brother.
time. I would
Don't
not.
even wish that into existence.
Yeah.
Don't.
I like where you're going with that show, but not yet. It's still,
Not
Christmas
yet.
Eve at
You're gonna
Dallas
rely
is
on Mike
back, and
McCarthy?
people will be like,
as of now, I am. Yes.
And that's gotten you very far.
I say give him a lifetime contract.
I can see where you're
Yes.
going with this. But we're talking about the Eagles here, not the Cowboys.
Yeah.
This is play-
No, well, you got to talk about the Cowboys if you're talking about the Eagles, because the Cowboys are
fun, too.
legit.
Uh-huh.
They're-
But I
both-
think
both
San
teams are-
Francisco is more legit than the
that,
Cowboys.
you know what? That's the team that scares me the most.
Yep.
Well,
Gotta be
I mean,
honest.
the only thing that the only flaw that the San Francisco has is Jimmy G.
I
He's
agree.
the only flaw they have.
But he's a winner. Right? He does win.
Let me
Whoa,
ask.
whoa.
He makes mistakes like the Cowboys
But-
do
but
penalties.
he does
Whoa.
win.
Whoa, slow
He does
your
win.
roll.
Yeah, he wins, but when he's faced with
Yes,
a
Joey.
How many game-winning drives has Jimmy G
Joey,
made?
in the
Thank you.
playoffs. Are you kidding me? He came up. He beat the Cowboys last year. He went to Green
How
Bay and won in
many-
Lambeau.
Wait. How many
Right, help me out
game-winning
here.
drives?
no, he's not. I mean, he's
Right,
The
same-
defense
same
is
look,
great.
year.
look
The running game is great. Debo Samuel, he's great.
right.
Jimmy G is not okay.
Well, no, Jimmy G's a good quarterback.
Very good.
He's a good quarterback.
He's adequate.
He's adequate for San Francisco's needs, but when it comes down to it,
He wasn't the starter
when you get to the
begin with.
playoffs, it's all about your flaws. It's not about your strengths. Everybody knows what your strengths
All
are.
right, give me
And he
your
wasn't the
give me
starter
your
in the
give me your
beginning of the
top
season.
give me your top 3 teams that in the NFC that scare you. In order for me, from third to first, it was the Vikings third, Niners second, Cowboys first. Cowboys, the way they look, they're if they're coming into getting hot at the right time, that worries me a little bit
Hey,
because
Joey, here's a stat for you. Dak is 10-0 against the Giants. Last 10 games.
okay.
10-0.
Yeah, but you also remember 3 years is with Joe. 2 years is with
I'm
Joe
just
Judge.
saying.
So he handed him 4
I'm
wins.
Just give me a stat, though. And you're just
I
you're
get
a
it.
stat guy.
I
I'm just
get it.
saying.
I get it.
That's not saying a whole lot.
No,
No.
but I'm just saying.
No, it's not.
It's not saying a lot at all.
I mean, no, but Dak's record against the NFC East is very good.
Yes, they've had the better team for quite a few years. What has it done them?
Hey, they won the East last year. Talking.
Okay, when was the last time they
You
won
know
a
in
Super
that
Bowl?
in that time the Eagles won a Super Bowl, right?
I
You realize that no team in quite some time has repeated as
this is true
division
too.
winners.
Good point.
So
Whoa, Stater! You're saying the Cowboys have the best offensive line in the NFL?
Grow up, will you
That's
please?
that's crazy talk.
Sater, you need to grow
That's
up.
crazy talk.
You really need to grow
Sater,
up.
I'm with. I mean, I
Good
love what you're
strategy.
saying, bro, and I'm with you. Just
Okay,
slow your roll a little bit there, buddy.
Games are won in the trenches, but
hang on. I lost my sight, but last time I checked,
Not his mind.
I lost my sight a year ago. But last time I checked, the Cowboys did not have the best offensive line. Did I miss something?
They don't have the best offensive line in the division they're in,
Did I miss something?
let alone the conference, let alone the league.
Actually, it was nice to see Zeke had 92 and a touch last on Thursday.
Nice, I'm moving there.
Good to see Zeke back in form. So,
Look,
so-
I told you they were going to use that running game. I told
they
you.
had that 1-2 punch, Joey. It's huge.
And listen, run them until the wheels fall off.
Hey, why
Yeah,
The
they
problem
did the
is,
DeMarco Murray.
but the problem is, once the wheels fall off, you're back at square one.
Zeke's neutralized with a strong defensive center.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have cutability
I mean,
anymore.
and what's it called?
Well, that's why they try and play Pollard, because he does have that
right.
movability, that elusiveness.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you are running Zeke into the ground,
Oh, you're not running. They're not.
No,
they're not. They're going 15 and 15.
Right.
It's been fair.
no. But he's already got
They're not
tread on
running
that
Zeke.
tires.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
really.
but his jump cut days are done.
Oh, I
He's-
know.
His
athletic days are done.
no. You're
No.
completely underestimating Zeke Elliott. He's
No.
still
Zeke can
still.
go.
I would take him as the short yardage guy every
Your
day.
third down back.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
And Tyron's coming back too, Joey. So
You know,
look out.
no.
Real-
Look, you
I-
underestimate the Cowboys at your own risk. I don't
Tyron Smith will be
underestimate
back
them
too,
at
Joey.
all.
That's a big.
See, now I
on
don't
the offensive line.
underestimate certain parts of them.
No, they're a
As
good,
a sum of all
Joe.
parts,
They're a good team, man.
No, I
mean, you can't.
I'm not arguing that they're not a good team. I'm just saying there's some parts of that team that I don't have complete faith in as much as other people do.
Well,
I just don't.
with me. It's not about a faith thing. It's about how they're playing. The biggest problem with the Cowboys is they're not disciplined,
Penalties.
and it's going to kill them. It's going to kill them. It always
Right.
does.
But keep in mind, like their offensive weapons outside of their running backs. I mean, they won with their tight end, and he's not. I mean, he had his best game of his career.
Joey, we have 3 tight ends.
Right, but Dalton Schultz is the one that really
Yeah, but
shined.
Schultz,
on
Henry
Thursday.
Shot. I mean, my God.
But you don't have receivers.
I'm sorry.
Lamb,
Lamb
Gallup.
and Gallup
Right,
can
but
play.
but they haven't shown up the way that they have in the
Do you
past.
know why? Do you know why that is?
And
Do you know
Amari
why that
Cooper.
is?
Amari Cooper.
You know why that is? Because Dallas does not have the best offensive line
No, they don't.
in football.
No.
Because if they did have the best offensive line in football,
Touche.
those guys would be getting 1,000 yards each and scoring 15 touchdowns.
This is true.
So maybe Sater ought to pay
Sernard,
attention to
hold
the
on.
fact that he can't.
Are you guys bitter because the Eagles could have picked Carson at 10, but they didn't?
Dude,
Actually, the
Micah
Giants could
will
have had
haunt the
Parsons.
Eagles and Giants for the next decade. Yeah, I'm bitter. I make
That
no
hits a ner-
bones.
that
I make,
hits a nerve with Tom.
I make no bones about
Yeah, no, they should have taken
how
Micah.
much I wanted Micah Parsons.
Actually,
So
the Giants missed on.
but then again, my bitterness it gets counteracted by the sweetness of the Super Bowl that we won in 2017.
Just get the real.
Who, Micah?
Yeah.
He's LT.
Yeah,
It's just
He's
unreal.
LT. There's no two ways about it. No,
he's as close to
he's-
Lawrence Taylor as
No.
I've seen.
he's LT. He's definitely LT. You know, now see, Sater, if you're listening, you'll hear that we're being balanced and objective in our opinions.
Which yes, it does pain us to do so.
Yes,
but
we
you
don't
gotta
like doing that.
real is real.
So you need to be objective in your views about
Yes,
your team.
please do.
Listen,
know, I mean,
I love him too, but come on, dude.
I've already
Seriously.
I don't want to see you die of a broken heart
I-
in
I've already
January again
said to you,
when
Dave.
when
I've
Dak
already,
shits the bed.
I've already said to you
Pardon
several
my
times,
language.
Dave, is that there's people on that defense that frighten the hell out of me, and Micah Parsons. is
Yeah.
one.
Mm.
Another one is Tavon Diggs.
Yeah.
That's a guy.
Offenses are literally gauging what they're going to do around
Dude, he
Parsons,
shut down Justin.
around
Jefferson.
one player.
Justin
Well, I
had 3
mean,
catches for 30.
If you go back and look at the Eagles game, they had the perfect game
Wow,
plan.
Yes, they did.
They made Micah commit
You
one
make
way
your
or the other.
decisions off of his
Now,
movements.
That doesn't work without Goddard.
So,
And,
Okay.
and we are
That doesn't
missing
work
him.
without Goddard.
Joey, so one week Kirk Cousins is trash, the next week he wins, and now he's back to where he was. I don't get it.
Kirk Cousins is always trash.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think he's
Kirk Cousins is not a good quarterback.
No, he's not.
well.
He's a fucking annoying.
not
He's fucking
bad.
annoying.
Kirk Cousins is he's worse than Jimmy G.
If he's he's on.
Okay,
though,
I was just
but-
about to ask, who would you rather have?
Well, I think
I would rather have Jimmy G. Than if I had to choose, I would rather have Jimmy G because he's a better game
I guess I
manager.
would take Jimmy, but Kurt's
I'll
not
tell
gonna
you
do
what
that.
though, Jefferson gives me a headache.
That kid's a
Well, no,
He's a
Parsons
stud.
is a choke artist. Edge of Philly Sports
Thank
checking
you.
in. I think
Thank you.
that's Joe Sheeran.
Thank you, Joey.
Yes.
Joe, he's a PSU guy. You should be not throwing him under
Who,
the bus.
Cousins?
there. No, Sheeran is.
Oh,
No.
Yeah,
Sheeran. But Parsons is a PSU guy.
yes, he is.
oh yeah.
Yes,
I
he
know
is.
that.
Yeah.
But
It's Al. It's Al. It's not Joe Sheeran.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Al.
but
Michael Parsons is going to be a nightmare for us for the next 10 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you also have to keep in mind, one man does not make a whole defense.
No, but you can build a defense around.
Right, I
one.
agree.
Yeah, buddy.
But you have to have an owner and a GM that's willing to do that.
Well, I mean, they're not afraid to spend money,
no,
you know.
but look at the side
but
of
they
the
keep
ball.
hiring guys like Mike McCarthy.
Look at the side of the ball they've been putting most of their money on.
That's the
been
problem. See,
opposite.
that's the problem in Dallas because they don't want. I mean, Sean Payton would be the perfect coach for there,
Yeah.
but they won't hire Sean Payton because Sean Payton's going to walk in the office and
And
he's going
want
to go,
control.
This is what I need to do.
Sean have Jerry have a little like I'm not on the same page a lot of times.
Who?
About what?
Sean and Jerry. I'm just saying.
About what?
I'm just saying. I've heard. I don't know.
They're
Could
not
be wrong.
golfing buddies. if
No,
that's
No.
what
no,
you mean.
no.
But no, Sean's going to want control, and,
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
Jarrah,
Right,
Jarrah
right.
doesn't do that.
I'm saying.
Yo,
I see
it's
Sean
the-
Payton as.
All right,
as
this
Jimmy
guy's
G.
trolling hard.
Yeah, he is.
He would categorize Jimmy G, Cousins, Daniel Jones, and Jalen Hurts in the same level. Maybe last year.
I need the name. I need the address of your dispensary.
Joey's flipping out over here, Sarah. You better stop what you're saying now because Joey's going to go on.
Jalen Hurts he's in talks for MVP
Yeah,
this year.
Jalen Hurts playing well.
Is he trashing my guy now?
Oh,
Is he coming at my guy now?
Yeah,
Please whip him, please.
Joe,
Is he
Joe,
coming at my guy now?
Joe.
Way to wake
Joe,
the sleeping
he
giant.
threw bait in the water. Don't bite.
Joe,
Don't give him the
It's a
Joe,
troll job.
don't give him the
Joe.
satisfaction. Joe.
Fuck
He's
you.
not
Fuck
worth
you.
it. He's not worth it.
Stop. Just
He's
let
he's
it
a
go,
Dallas
Joey.
Cowboy
Let it go,
loser
Joey.
fan.
Let it go.
Okay, and he probably wasn't alive the last time they won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Okay,
Let it
in
go,
the
Joey.
last
Let
millennium.
it
Thank you, James
Go.
Scorza.
In the last millennium.
The Cowboy killer.
Cowboy killer.
Cowboy killer next to me over here.
We
You're
got to
welcome.
keep you neutralized. That's why we
You're
keep the
welcome.
Cowboy.
I admire his fandom. I just
Is Dak in MVP talks? Asks Al from Edge of Philly Sports. That's a
No.
great question, Al.
no, he missed 4
Nah.
games.
Nah, he missed 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, he
I
missed,
don't
missed too
think
many
so.
games.
So we made the Embiid excuse.
Hell yeah, it works on this side. It works
well,
on
yeah.
this side too.
In the NFL, 4 games is a lifetime,
Doesn't-
Yeah.
That's true.
Guys, at the end of the day,
and they proved that they can win with a second.
That's
string
like
quarterback.
missing. That's
so
like missing 20
how
games in
important
the
is that?
NBA.
They proved they can win with a second string quarterback. So how important is
Sean
that?
Kilrahan says, "I'm the Cowboy killer." Yeah, Sean. So James was born the last year the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, and they haven't won shit since. That's why we call James Scorza the Cowboy
The
killer,
Cowboy
among
killer.
other things.
guys, at the end of the day, as long as Patrick Mahomes is in those,
I wear like a
we
badge
have
of honor,
no
Tom.
shot. I don't care who you are.
Look.
As long as what?
Patrick Mahomes is the man, and it is what it is.
Patrick
I think
Mahomes
Josh
was playing in
Allen-
2017, wasn't he?
No, I'm saying today. I'm not going 5 years ago. I'm saying
Okay.
today.
He was
This
playing
kid
in
is the real
2017.
deal.
We usually go like 25 years ago,
Yeah, I know,
30
but
years
I'm
ago. All right,
talking-
I get what you're saying.
Say,
There's
Patrick-
a reason why your nickname's VHS.
Kansas City's playing well.
VHS.
VHS. Oh, okay. I hear you over there.
Do we have some VHS on that?
Vehicular homicide.
Oh, we do.
Speaking
We do.
speaking
Clarence
of
Shipping knocks down 2 in a row, and the Raiders lead only by 20 with 20 seconds to go. So Serrano making things happen for the Aces, and they trail only by 20.
Dave Yarno
Dave
put up a
Yarno
shot.
for 3.
Oh.
That's a brick and a half, Johnny.
Yeah.
But you know you like to see him shooting because we all know he can
That was
shoot.
great.
Your mom said that?
yes.
What'd you
That's
do?
hilarious.
She goes, I think it's funny every time you put it up. I said, that's one of our hosts, Dave. I said, he's shooting a fleeting shot like his
Yeah.
Cowboys shoot every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that's
Let's-
funny.
No, actually, you
Hey.
guys got a game Sunday night.
Last
What-
time they
what-
won
what
was
are we
on
looking at here,
VHS.
guys?
They'll beat Green Bay.
Green Bay
True.
coming to
They'll
town.
beat.
Joey?
They'll beat Green Bay. They'll beat.
That bad man's coming to town, Joey.
When healthy with that offensive line and Lamb, that could throw for
Bro,
5,000
stop.
yards
Just
and
stop.
20 to
dude.
25
Stop.
touchdowns.
It's okay. Joey,
That's your guy.
Joey,
That's your guy.
Yeah.
Joey, that bad man's
Dave,
coming to town.
Does
Think.
Pat Mahomes beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl? Asks Al.
Could be. Could be.
Well, the Cowboys have to get to the
We
Super
have to get
Bowl.
there first. But can we go back to the Green Bay game?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Joey, that bad man's coming to town.
Yeah, and I said
That's like Superman with kryptonite in his pocket.
And I've said on this show a couple of weeks ago, like this was the game that I was worried
Is that
about.
kid watching that have a day job?
Well, listen, this is what I worry
This
about.
is the Eagles all black unis, black helmets game.
The blackout.
Yeah.
Randall
It is the
Cobb
blackout
have a day,
after Black
Joey.
Friday. But
Randall Cobb, oh my god.
here's my
Hey,
feeling.
hey, he's an Eagle killer too.
If he's really at the Bob Cobb, I'll talk to you.
Understand
Touch
this.
that. I'm coming to you.
Sean Kilran is still making houses with all those bricks, asking for a friend.
I've been making houses since '93 with this brand.
No. Well,
And we will make at least we will add at least an addition onto that house every week.
Come on,
this
Joey.
show.
what I would
Ah,
say.
BTW! Happy birthday to Joe March.
Oh, happy
Joe
birthday.
Rand
I was
said.
gonna
Happy
bring that up
birthday,
at the end of the show.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, you old
So-
fuck.
Yeah. So with Aaron Rodgers, look, that team right now is fighting to stay relevant within the playoff picture. So
Correct.
that is it's a must win for them.
Mhm.
And so for me, when Aaron Rodgers' back is against the wall, he's the most dangerous person to be around. And
I'm
you know,
thinking on that.
I am a little worried. I am not. I'm worried for two reasons. Number one, because Aaron Rodgers is that bad man. But number two, Jonathan Gannon's a fucking moron. And
You've been saying that for weeks, months.
he's proven me right every time. Why should I go away from what is true?
Okay.
I mean, the guy doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. You blitz. What is wrong with your linebackers? Oh, I know what it is. You're not playing enough of them.
Okay.
What's wrong with your guys up front that can't tackle? Oh, I know, because you are moving them all around like they all can play every position on the defensive line. Fletcher Cox at DN. What the hell is wrong with you? It is astonishing the ineptitude that guy shows at the defensive coordinator role. I don't want him here.
Obviously.
I don't want him here. Let him go get a head coaching job somewhere else and blow up that team.
See, here's
Let him get the Dallas Cowboy job.
you have to think like chess,
ain't
not
getting that.
checkers, Joe. You have to think chess, not checkers. Okay.
Chestnut check.
Right. And when you talk about Gannon, you have to say, but their defense is tops in the league. One of the top defenses in the league.
Yes.
And their points against are one of the tops in the league. You have to accentuate the positives so other people go, wow, that guy's great. And they come and get him.
No, I don't have enough blood on my hands. No,
Mm.
no.
See, I
So
actually think that he's done a better job than he did last year. I don't like the way he calls some games, but he hasn't been terrible this year. And I look at what happened this week between the Niners and the Cowboys, and I don't think there's any way the Eagles don't show up to play this game.
I think I know what Joey wants to hear from Jonathan Gannon.
I don't want him to gain
Uh-oh.
another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every
Can't hear
last
words.
one of you out. Teammates.
Can't hear what words.
Okay, you hear what he said. Oh, yeah.
I knew
Yeah,
what he
got
said.
it. I did. I heard it.
You blitz all night.
Absolutely. Remember the time every time Joey goes
Well,
off
I'm gonna tell
on
you.
Jonathan Gannon.
I'm gonna tell
That's
you-
what I think.
I'm going to tell you what you get when you blitz all night long in the NFL now. You get the Giants losing to the Cowboys. That's what you get.
All right.
Because that's
Blitz
what
all
they
night
did.
anyway.
That's what they did, and it killed
In
them.
the second half, they did.
Yeah, and
Well, to be fair, we have a better defensive core than the Giants do.
Sean Kilran says he has
I
a
understand
feeling
that.
we knocked Rodgers out of the game with that broken thumb on throwing hand. Do you guys agree?
Ooh.
I don't
wish it
I
was
don't-
on anybody.
I don't
I
wish
wish it-
injury on
There-
anybody.
There is a fine line between wishing and wanting your team to win and putting bad juju out into the
Yeah,
air.
the only injury I want to see in the league is somebody just take roll. Jerry Jones is on it when he's on the sideline.
Look,
Can
I can't wish injury for anybody,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
would like to see them
I would like to.
No,
see-
I want
blitz all night.
I would like to see Jerry Jones in the middle of Jordan Mailata and Jordan Davis and
Mm.
just go, so what were you going to say about the Eagles again?
yeah.
Because I just want to see what the billionaire wants to say then.
Aaron Jones have a good day on Sunday?
Aaron. No,
You mean Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Jones.
Oh,
running
Aaron
back.
Jones.
running
Oh,
back.
oh, the
running
running
back.
back.
well,
If-
he could.
If he, you know,
Al says, "I wish immortal health for Jerry Jones."
Al, don't you have better things to do than watch this show?
that's his job.
Yes.
He's paying attention to us, so he can.
And an evergreen contract for McCarthy.
Yes. I am all for the lifetime contract for McCarthy.
Hopefully Jerry Jones made that deal with the devil, and he's going to live for another 100 years.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be
he
awesome.
better
Just
because
jacking up your team for the next 100 years.
I mean, listen, this is a
It's not like
team.
McCarthy's a rookie in this league. Frank.
Yeah.
This is a team.
He sucks as a
I'm
coach,
not
dude.
saying he doesn't, but he does know the game.
I mean, that,
The only reason he has a Super Bowl is
Rich
because that
Kotite
guy
knew the
was
game.
playing on Sunday night.
Rich Kotite knew the game, but
look at how good of a coach he was.
Yeah. what's
7-2 with the Eagles.
what's 7-7? We're not losers.
We're not losers.
Right.
All right,
Do you know
New
when he
York-
said
New
that?
York, man,
You know when he said that? The Eagles started out 7-0.
they were 7-2.
No, they were 6-0 and finished the season 7-7.
We're
not
losers.
We're not losers. That's what he.
That's
drew.
your philosophy. That's the way you want to.
Yeah,
run
and then he
things.
went to the
Then he went
Jets.
back to the
and
Jets,
was
where he came
one-
from the first time.
What was he? We won one game. One game.
Whoa.
1 hour a week. Dave.
Yikes.
What happened?
Thanks, Al.
What happened now?
Ah, man. I work more than 1 hour a week, Dave. Holy Moses.
Heart taken. There's
Jeez.
your headline story, folks.
Al works more than an hour a week.
Good for him.
That's your headline.
Congratulations.
But I mean, here's the thing: is I do feel like the Cowboys are a threat.
Yes, they are.
Now you better back off of my hosts.
If I take 3 teams that I'm worried about,
More now.
the
I'll take a
Cowboys,
steamer right on your desk downstairs.
the Cowboys,
We all will. We'll do it like we're sitting at the table.
Hey,
And we'll put microphones in front of everybody.
I take care of TK's kids. They don't even go.
Yes,
there,
he
Al.
does. Precious cargo.
I completely lost the train of thought that I was saying. The
Go
fir-
Birds.
The first 3, the 3 teams in the NFC that I would fear the most are the Cowboys, the Niners, and it's kind of like a question mark because there's like a logjam between.
Seattle's in there too.
No, see, I haven't been sold yet that Seattle's for real.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Seattle.
I'll sit in Al's
I'm
chair
not
with my
sold-
piston pants.
I'm not sold that the Bucks are for real, although they'll win the division.
Yeah.
I'm not sold that the Rams are done.
Yeah. Stick a fork in that one.
Yeah, they're pretty much.
I'm not sold on the Vikings yet.
Not sold on Minnesota.
Not yet, just because I know they want to sell me. I know that they want to do everything in their power to sell
They don't
me.
have the defense to finish the playoffs.
That's where I'm at. Is
Yeah.
defense is usually where you have to be, pretty stout when you get close to the playoffs. That's why I have a lot of confidence in the Eagles. That's why I have a lot of confidence in the Cowboys being successful.
Wait, didn't you just burn Gannon to the ground?
No, I like the defensive players. I don't give a damn about who's.
He did just burn Gannon
You
into
just
the
burned
ground.
Gannon to the ground.
I like the players. I don't give a damn
Yeah,
about.
but if they're not being put in the best position
That's right.
possible,
And they're not, because they could be a hell of a lot better. There could be
Yeah.
a lot more sacks on that tally if it wasn't for Gannon being a complete douchebag.
it's sexy time.
Well, the way I look at the 3 that I look at are from bottom to top is the Vikings, the Cowboys, and San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco worries me
I agree
more
with
than any team.
Yeah, but what about the Bears?
No.
No.
Nah,
No.
What about
No.
nah.
No.
Cardinals? No.
No.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Seattle doesn't do
no.
anything for you.
No. Seattle's not going to. No.
Geno Smith out. Nothing.
Nah.
Nope.
No.
What
No.
about the Giants?
No.
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 It's a longer no, but still no.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think so.
because it's a divisional
Yeah,
opponent.
no,
so
it's always
There
tough.
is one player
'Cause
in
it's a
the
three-
NFL, NFC that scares
The
crap out
game,
of me.
the teams are separated by like 2 games.
one player or one team
One player that scares the
in
crap
our
out of me.
division.
No, in the NFC.
In the NFC East,
West?
the top 3 are separated by 2
guys.
games.
Debo Samuel scares me.
Yeah,
That
he's
kid.
I'll say
that kid's
Jefferson
for
more than
real.
Debo, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, Debo's for real.
it makes Christian McCaffrey so much more
Stronger.
so much more dangerous.
So my question would have been,
That's
would
why they scare me.
I mean, I would have liked to have gotten Christian McCaffrey, but not for the price tag.
No,
the
they
Niners
gave
did.
up the ranch and the dog for him.
Yeah.
You know, they
Not
did.
the dog.
Well, they sold out. I mean, they're going for it. But they
Well-
sold their future out to do it, just like the Rams. The Rams have no future.
Yeah.
They are done. You know, they are absolutely done.
I mean, the thing that I see in the NFC is that there's this log jam. And it starts with the Giants, it continues with Minnesota, and then I'm hearing quakes about the Bears. Call of Duty's out, so Arizona's out.
Well, Justin Fields
Tampa
is playing well.
Bay,
Yeah,
Tampa
but
Bay's
Justin Fields dislocated his shoulder
Did he?
last week. Yep.
Oh wow,
I
I
didn't
didn't
hear
know that.
It's not his throwing shoulder, but now
Yeah, they just launched hardcore mode this week too.
you
So
know so his dislocated shoulder is going to limit his carries because he's
I didn't hear that.
he dislocated his,
But I
his
can
arm
never-
shoulder.
But I mean, okay, so the Buccaneers,
Uh-huh.
they're going to win the division, but you don't
There's
fear them.
always Brady.
No.
There's always Brady.
No, you know what he might do for us? You know what Brady might do for us? Knock off one of the scary
Yeah.
teams. He might knock off one of the scary
He
teams.
could.
And that'll come here and we'll get our revenge.
oh, championship game.
20
I
years
just
later.
got chills.
That's what that was.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
but Tampa's defense is pretty decent.
Yeah, they have a good
They have a
defense.
good defense.
Yeah, they have a good defense. But
And-
I think the Eagles are a much more complete team than they were when they played the Bucks last year. The Eagles are a very complete team.
They are.
And
There's no doubt.
the acquisitions they made on the defensive line make them
Look, as long
really difficult for any team that wants to run the ball now.
as much as I hate Brady, you can't ever count that guy
No, you can't.
out.
You can't.
But that division's a walkthrough.
I'm counting them out.
But
That division, Atlanta, the
Brady's
Saints, and the
gotta help.
Panthers, that division is a walk.
Brady has a healthy wide receiver.
Yeah, he does.
Right. But
He
you
does.
got to understand that division is
I'm
the
just
worst
saying.
division in the league.
Okay.
I
But when
agree.
you have Brady, yeah, anything's possible.
Right.
Well,
But he's gonna walk
until
to
you
the
prove that
playoffs.
it's not
Right.
possible, and I think we did that in 2017.
If we could do it again.
I mean, this is a guy that once they lock up the division, and it'll be sooner
I mean, he
rather
through
than
for almost
later.
600
running-
yards in that.
I mean,
in
running
that Super
game with
Bowl equivalent.
Fournette. They got
I'm not worried
Uh,
about anybody's running game now. I'm not worried about anybody. They filled the need last week with their running game hole.
Okay.
And I mean, you took two guys who hadn't played a snap the whole season. They came in, they both got a sack.
yeah, they did.
Okay, and they both played like
I'm
men
sure,
possessed.
I'm sure they were feeling it the next day. But
Well, I mean, they're only being asked to do 20, 25 snaps a game. Those guys can do that. They're asleep.
yeah, sure.
You know.
I wonder what Matty B thinks about Howie going out and
Matty B, are you listening out
we
there?
where there's a deficiency on your D line, and then Matty B goes out, grabs two guys from the line at Wawa.
Yeah.
And they immediately have an impact. Sue had the first tackle of the game.
Yeah, he did.
He passed over Wendell Smallwood and was like, go get those guys instead of
The only thing I wish Howie would have done to put the cherry on the top this week was give Gronk a call. I would have loved
That's
that.
I'm
one of-
sure he did.
Yeah.
That's one of my questions. Do you or maybe Eric Ebron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
think
still
he
floating
will.
around out there, and
Ebron's
he had his best year under Sirianni's offense
Yeah, he did.
in Indy, right?
Yeah.
They must not think that Goddard's injury is that bad.
'Cause I hope that's what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you hedge your bet a little? I mean, if you brought in Ebron and the price tag
I don't
wasn't
think
that
Gronk will come
heavy,
back,
because
I
Ebron's
don't
not
think
going to be
Gronk
like,
will come
I
back.
need to be a starter. You're unemployed. Why do you
well,
need?
you still make the
What
call.
demands do you
Yeah,
have?
I'm not saying make the call, but I'm saying I just don't.
No, you still make the call.
I get it.
Who? Gronk?
Yeah.
He didn't want to come back for Brady. And I don't think he's going to. I mean,
He's getting free
It's like,
bills
you
from
know,
you.
plus
if-
you're getting the 220-pound Gronkowski. You're not getting the 245-pound Gronkowski.
I don't care. He can
I'll-
still catch
yeah.
a football. He still changes the game.
If he could take break from beer pong for a few weeks,
Yeah.
I would love to have him come in and try out. But if you're Matty B, are you like hiding in the basement with like a Howie Roseman voodoo doll, just praying and like stabbing the hand so he can't make phone calls?
How can you do that?
I don't think he's.
I mean,
As
Look,
an Eagles fan,
Matty's got one more game, and then he's got to do a mea culpa because that's the bet.
what 10 wins?
He's got to do a mea culpa to me. He's got one more game.
Is he coming in here live to do
He
this?
either has to come in here live or he has to call in. That's the bet.
Oh no. We need physical presence.
Okay, then we got to
if
get Matty
possible,
in.
if scheduling.
Oh, I'm might be popping on to clear the ice to kind of make sure that it could be a done
Gonna
deal.
Pop in on
I don't.
Thursday night?
No, Joe. I think that we should let him be a gentleman about it
And come to us.
and let him say, okay, I have now.
Well, what is this mea culpa?
Well, we made a bet at the beginning of the year.
And what were the terms of
The
said
term
bet?
was, I said, if the Eagles don't have a better record than they did last year, I will say that Howie needs to go. And you were right. He said, but if the Eagles have a better record than they did last year, and I'm giving you the 9 wins, they have to have at least 10. This was before the season even started.
Right.
Then you have to say Howie has to stay, and he's the right guy for the job.
Whoa.
I
Okay.
don't think you'd ever say that.
Well, he has to. He made the bet. You have to. How can you
Hey,
not?
I
How
honored-
can you not
I
say that?
honored-
How can you not say that and witness what this guy did this year?
I wore a Cowboys jersey on this.
That's right.
On this,
He's got
show.
to come in. He's got to come in and do a mea
that was your
culpa.
fault.
He has to. He has to. Now I'm gonna.
Mr.
The
Homer.
bet was between me and him. It got escalated a little bit on the chat, which was I thought was ridiculous. But the bet was between he and I, and I expect him to be as I would. I would expect him to be a gentleman about it and come forward and do his mea culpa. Now, if he doesn't come in after the 10th win,
Is it after 10 or is that?
no, it's got 10. 10 was the number. 10 was my number. He had to be better than 10.
Wow. So
He had to
Sunday
be
night
better-
potentially
Yeah,
with 6 games to go in the regular
he
season.
has to come in and admit that he was wrong.
What if the Eagles lose next 6 games?
You know who's
Yeah.
going to want to be here for that? Kyle Quinn.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
gonna want to sit
that's a
right
given.
here.
That's a given. Johnny.
Kyle works on Saturday.
Yeah,
Sunday
But the bet wasn't
But he'll
between.
watch that over
The
and
bet
over.
wasn't between him and Kyle. The bet was between me.
I know,
and
I
I know Kyle just likes.
I don't.
razzing.
This is
yeah,
one
I know.
resurrection from
No,
Kyle Quinn.
no.
Know what you do?
Doesn't Kyle do the Eskin show in the morning?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
I thought
Yeah, he
so. I
does.
thought he did.
But no, I expect him to be a complete gentleman about it, as I would be.
Kyle will make that a drop on his show.
I will not make any. I will not make any character assessments until after he proves that he's not. Okay.
I mean, listen, I could say this
got one game
is that when we did
One
our
game?
predictions
One game.
early in the season, we all saw this team doing better than they did last year. For the most part, we all saw them doing better. However, where they're at now,
They were 9-8 last year.
Right.
right? But
9-1.
however, where they're at
Come on.
now, it's like,
Crazy.
wow, how could you be wrong, but also be right in the sense that we undershot, and I'm just going to take, for instance, that we did undershot the potential for what this team could be record-wise.
Well, at the beginning of the season, nobody knew that they would be this.
James did 13-4.
Yeah. Oh no, I got 15-2.
15-2.
Wow, you're as good as me as the Phillies.
Wow.
With my Phillies call.
Yeah,
You
really.
had them. Wait a minute. You had
I
them
thought
at
it was
15.
Yeah, I thought it was 13-4, and your
I thought it was
reassessment was 15-2.
I think the reassessment was 15-2.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had 13-4.
Stick with 13-4 because you're going to look like a genius at the end.
Yeah,
of the
it might
year.
look like a stroke of genius.
You'll
These are the
look.
next 8 games.
You'll look as smart as I did.
True.
And that still comes up
Well,
even
the
now.
reason why I said that I had a high bar was that this team had a lot of talent. I
Yeah.
mean, Howie did a fantastic job in the draft and the off season. I mean, how can you not say this team could be?
Wow.
And the schedule.
Well, I mean,
That's
when
my
you-
thing with Matty B's logic. Right now, he's just dying on that hill.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you take him, if you take him off air and maybe he gets rid of the
I
shtick,
think a
if
lot
it's
of
a
it is
shtick.
I think a lot of it is
I mean, you got to be impressed with Howie Roseman.
Oh,
Look, he
yeah.
does
hard
done
not
some
to be.
bonehead
Look,
stuff in the past, but you know what?
That's
So did
how
I when I was in my
That's how you
20s.
learn. That's how you learn.
Yes.
This is a guy that was relegated to a basement office in that stadium.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
No
and he's-
windows.
right. And look where he is now. Now, granted, he's not perfect, but how many GMs in the league would you trade him for? And how many teams in the league said, "Hey, we have a GM available for you. Do you want him?" How many teams would take Howie right now?
How much of a turnover is
Sure,
there
a few
with
out there that
turnover
would- that
with
would-
GMs in the league?
You know what the proof
true.
is? You know what the proof in the pudding is? Every offseason, The Eagles lose guys in the front office. Every single offseason, people are going to other teams.
They
in the
didn't
front
even-
office.
They didn't even wait for the offseason.
No.
We lost 2 this season.
Right. And it's I mean, Matt may not like Howie for the decisions he make in drafting firemen, and I don't either. But he's fixed himself. Whatever he needed to do, he did. And I think that year in the basement taught him a lot.
Yeah, well, the thing that I will
Glory is fleeting, and you figured that out.
Yeah, well, and that's part of it is that when and this is where James went off. I feel like Howie got put into a really unwinnable situation by Doug Peterson because at the parade, Doug, not Howie, but Doug is the one that said this is the new normal.
Yeah.
And Howie's got to be like, what the are you saying that for? Like, thanks for putting all that heated pressure on me.
Yeah, but I mean, Joe, all the teams do that when they're. I mean,
but not the GM. The coach can.
The coach is doing it. He can say that,
Right.
and
But that does put pressure on the general manager.
Sure, it does. But I mean, there's always pressure. I mean, the day after the season ends, you better get your game on.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The season's over. You did what you had to do. It's next season now. It's not last season. It's next season. You got to go to the next mark. It's just, and at the time, Peterson was the general coming in on a chariot. He was the champion guy. So I mean, he's allowed to strut a little bit, especially after the
Still won't buy a beer in this town.
No.
Nobody from that 2017. Well,
No. Their
2017
money's
will
no
ever
damn
buy.
good.
Yep.
Their money's no
By the
damn
way,
good.
how's Jacksonville doing these days?
Jacksonville.
I haven't looked.
Well, they're not relevant in their division.
No, they're not.
Tennessee's-
They're not. But
I mean, are they like
They're okay.
yeah.
But I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
No, they're not going to
3-7.
3-7?
Yeah,
Oh,
but don't.
Yeah, okay.
That team's got.
I mean, are
Remember,
They've got
they-
pieces.
Are they on the rise?
They've got pieces.
No.
They have pieces, and
'Cause-
it's just a matter of how those pieces are put together.
Remember, they started out like 2-0 or 3-0, so
Yeah.
they might have just rattled off Rich Kotite with 7 straight losses.
Yeah, but I mean, there's
Yeah, but that's not-
deficiencies on that team
that's
that
not
you
on
just
Doug,
can't
though.
that you
That's
just
not
can't
on Doug.
hide.
That's not on Doug.
There are deficiencies on that team. You just can't hide
Yeah.
them.
But my question to you guys is that does this team, the Eagles team, does this have deficiencies that are so glaring once we get into the playoffs? Because having a 13-4 record is all well and good, but my major concern is, and it's like I said with the Phillies with Dave, it's a whole new season when you start the playoffs, and everyone starts to ramp up a different way. I'm asking, do you guys think that there are glaring holes that will be exploited in the playoffs from this team?
They don't have any glaring holes.
Yep.
They don't have-
Only if injuries open up said hole.
if Goddard comes back healthy, the Eagles are the toughest out in the NFC. There's no two ways about it. They're the
I'm with
toughest.
you.
They're the toughest team to beat because if you look at the way that they've won their games, there wasn't any formula that they followed every single week and said, okay, do it until they stop us. No. They won different ways. They've won coming from behind. They've won being out way ahead. They've won nip and tuck dogfights. They've done it with passing. They've done it with running. They've done it with defense. What the one glaring flaw that the Eagles have is their special teams.
Yes.
Their special teams.
They could fix that
Well,
easy.
they could fix
They're
it.
not. They're
No.
not going to.
But that's their glaring flaw as far as I'm concerned. But if their offense is healthy and they have Goddard back, they're not losing.
I tell you this, you can definitely tell how much Goddard means to this offense.
Yeah, he's
after
the
last
key.
game.
He's the key. He makes everything work
After the last couple.
because he makes the middle of the defense pay attention.
Right.
They can't go back and cheat and cover the wide receivers.
Right.
They can't come up and cheat and stop the running backs.
They'll gash you to death.
Right.
I mean,
No,
single coverage.
nobody on the defensive side of the ball can man up with him from linebacker to safety to corner.
Right.
He's got advantages across the board.
But
Yes.
single coverage to like someone like Devontae or
why I'm
AJ
hoping-
Brown, that is like murder
Yeah.
for any.
That's why I'm hoping the tight end that they just got back off injury. What the heck was the kid's name?
Jackson.
Yes.
Tyree Jackson.
Yeah. I hope he turns out to what they hope he would be because that kid's fast and he's strong. And if he's over his knee
And
injury,
he's big too, right? What,
Yeah.
6'7"?
yeah, he's
6'7",
he's
big dude.
huge. He's huge.
Yeah.
And it's over a year now with his knee injury. that like I completely forgot about.
Yeah, me too.
And he's been practicing since beginning of October. So
He's a specimen. He's
Yeah.
athletic and he's versatile because this isn't the only position he plays normally. He was a defensive player and then converted into a
But I
tight
think
end.
the deal is Hurts has to trust him. So,
well, yeah, I mean, but
That's
we're not
hard to
seeing
do.
we're not seeing what's going on in practice, but we know Stahl's not the answer.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
And Calcaterra is one thing helmet away from being gone for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
I am
Okay,
not the biggest
okay.
fan for him, but at
I
the
feel
s-
bad for Calcaterra because he had like 6 concussions.
Jeez.
You know,
I was looking at the injury report for the Eagles, and AJ Brown was the only one that hit.
Sounds like that dude Sarter that was talking about the Cowboys earlier.
Yeah.
AJ Brown had
Yeah.
an illness on Thursday.
Yeah, he was sick.
Stomach bug. So I don't
yeah,
know.
his stomach bug. I don't know if he's going to play,
I mean,
but he'll play.
he'll be game time decision. Absolutely. But what do you guys think about Trent Cole and Hugh Douglas going in Sunday night into the Eagles Hall of
I
Fame?
love
Matter?
that.
Doesn't matter?
I love that.
That's awesome.
I love.
I mean, in
Hugh Douglas
Eagles,
was
it's-
awesome.
Yeah, I loved watching
Yeah.
Hugh. Trent Cole too, man.
Yeah,
Trent Cole was a beast. Man.
yeah,
I
he
loved
was.
watching him.
You too. I mean, I always was
he
a
went
fan
to
of you,
Jacksonville,
Douglas.
so I went for the money.
Well, listen, before we get out of here, let's get some predictions for Sunday night. Sunday night, 8:20 kickoff, black helmets.
Blackout
Another
game.
night game.
I'm not
for the
comfortable
Eagles.
with that.
What, the black helmets?
Yeah, I'm not cool with
Do you
that.
think it's messing
Yeah.
up the juju?
I know. I just don't like the. I mean, we're not black.
That's
Yeah,
not your- that's not your
Kelly Greens
color.
are.
No,
That's not your.
That's
color.
next year, 2023. That'll be their alternate.
they
It'll be
pushed
Kelly.
it. They pushed it off a year.
That's
Are you
24,
kidding me?
right?
No,
Tom's gonna quit. He's just gonna leave now. Why did you
Yeah.
say that?
they pushed it off a year.
God damn it.
Tom, come back off the ledge.
That sucks, man.
TK
Yeah.
has been begging
When
for
did-
them uniforms.
I
for
heard.
years.
I heard it. I heard it this week.
Begging
That,
for
Since Jeff Lurie bought the damn team.
yeah, his wife killed the Kelly Greens.
I
didn't
know
like
she
it.
did.
Yeah.
She did.
Christina Laurie.
The only thing she ever did that was right was create the new cheerleaders uniforms.
Yeah. So what? It's 2024 now. I got to wait for the
Keep
Kelly
your
Green
pants on there,
alternate.
Yeah.
Frank.
Why did they push it off a year?
They said it's something that is not right with the development of it.
I hate
Whatever.
everyone.
Yeah. I hear you,
I
dude.
hate
I'm-
all of you.
I'm
I
Kelly-
hate, I hate sports. I hate everyone.
This
Yeah.
is just
You know I'm a Kelly Green guy.
sideways
I know you
in
are.
a hurry.
Real quick before you go there,
A whole
TK,
180.
Green Bay's IR. They have Romeo Dobbs is out. Devondre Campbell has a knee, and Dave, I can't. That's the last name. He has a knee too, and a couple of guys. At least one guy with the ankle.
Yeah, the Kelly Green logo's been on the IR since
Charles
the
has
damn
an ankle.
mid '90s.
See
Yeah.
what you started? See what you
Yeah.
did? See what you did?
Tommy, I see the Eagles winning this game, and it's not going to be. It's going to be sweat. I think it's going to be a sweat, but I think
I think until Goddard comes back, every game's going to be a sweat.
yeah, I think it's going to be something like 28-24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' back's against the wall, guys. He needs a win. So Eagles really don't need it. They do need a win. I'm not saying they don't, but I'm going to go Packers 24, Eagles 17.
Of course you are.
Sure. Go figure.
James,
Because you want the Eagles to come back to you a little bit.
Yeah,
I just want them
I'm
to come
with
back to reality.
yeah, I'm with Frank. I think it's gonna be a sweat. I say the Eagles win 27-24.
Joseph.
I do not like this game. I do not like this game whatsoever.
Joe's scared of this game.
Eagles 23, Packers 20. Wow. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I'm in kind of agreement with everybody else. Every time we think that it's going to be a big game, it's they've been making us sweat, and like I was just saying, I don't think we're not going to sweat until Goddard comes back because he just opens up so many more things you could do on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And this is where you.
That's why Jalen had to take a bigger role at the end of the game.
And this, yeah.
It's the main reason why he had to.
And can I just say that that's the reason all those critics who say, well, you shouldn't be running as much. You realize if he didn't, we lose that game.
Well, no, I mean, what Howie has done for this offense at this point, and Jalen has done with his development, is eliminated the need for him to do it all the time.
Right.
Right.
You know?
But he still has it.
But
in
without
his-
Goddard there, he has to do it.
Right.
And
but
that worries me because that's going to make him susceptible to injury.
I agree.
Frank,
Well-
is Jordan Love still the backup for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just checking. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
All right. Well, my non-Kelly Green Eagles will win this game.
Well, you know they weren't going to be Kelly Green for the whole season. You knew that, right?
Yes, I know.
It didn't matter.
31-28. Eagles eke out a victory in the
Yes.
final minutes.
We're all on the same page.
Is
For
that a Jake field goal to win it?
I don't know. The Eagles aren't going to have Kelly Green until 2024.
Ruined.
I'm done. I'm cooked.
He's
I'm
so
very
depressed.
upset.
out.
For Joe
I
fucking
didn't mean
Mark,
to take a turn on
James
your Christmas.
Scorza, Dave Yarnell, Frank Finnegan for ruining my holidays. I'm Tom Kelly.
I'm so old.
I'm Tom Kelly.
Happy birthday, Joey!
Happy birthday, Joey, you son of a bitch.
Happy birthday to you.
Go Birds.
Joey, happy birthday to you.